If you're like the majority of individuals, there is a disconnect between who you are and who you want to be. There are little things you feel you should accomplish and significant goals you should pursue. From exercising often, maintaining a healthy diet, learning a new language, developing a book, reading more, or just engaging in your pastime instead of just perusing Reddit. However, it sometimes appears as if you have to change who you are in order to succeed. Someone who is reliable, makes a greater effort, is disciplined, and is strong-willed. Perhaps you made a concerted effort to adopt that behavior, and it succeeded for some time. Until you catch yourself reverting to your old habits, you always seem to fall short in the end, and you get more and more upset and disgusted with yourself with each unsuccessful effort. Hello everyone, welcome to Finance Wisdom. In this video, we're going to talk about habits that will change your life. If you're new to this channel, do like and subscribe to the channel. If you adhere to the success and hustle mentality on the internet, failure is all your own, since you didn't want it badly enough. Change, however, is difficult, and just like most things in life, it's easier when you know why. It's a jungle. Think of your brain as a thriving, complex jungle. Navigating through it, say, to decide to take action, is like moving through a real jungle. It is challenging and requires energy. Your actions and behaviors create trails in the dense forest of your brain, since your brain despises using up energy. You begin to move, crush some vegetation, and stomp out makeshift paths through the tangle of vegetation. The trail becomes more obvious the more frequently you perform the act. It gradually becomes a route that is simpler to follow, so you use it more often, and eventually it develops into a street. The roadway becomes a motorway when you perform the same thing again and again for years. It becomes simple, easy, and familiar to go through. Your brain highways get more comfortable as they become more evident. As a result, we continue to utilize them, which indicates that we often behave in the same manner. Change is difficult because of this, particularly when you're an adult and your jungle is crisscrossed by several established roads and highways. Routines and habits that will change your life need to be distinguished in order to comprehend how such roads are constructed. Your behavior, routines, and habits. A routine is a series of acts that you repeat in the same way each time because they have been successful for you. For instance, you purchase the same components for your preferred cuisine and prepare them in a certain sequence because you like the flavor of the finished product. Alternatively, you may set an alarm for 6:30 in the morning before going to sleep. Consider the procedures carried out by a shrewd planner. It is sluggish and analytical, used for planning and doing calculations in the mind. The planner carefully considers your desired outcome while keeping an eye on the future. Based on that, it decides which activities to do, even if they are uncomfortable, to accomplish certain goals, such as taking a shower right after getting out of bed. Routines may ultimately develop into habits, which are considerably more comfortable to do, since they are essentially a series of actions carried out automatically. Because you've done them so often, your brain views them as satisfying and a terrific way to handle a crisis. A habit might make you feel like you're operating automatically. Something that is a habit is something you simply do without having to persuade yourself to do it. The crucial aspect of habits is that they are started by triggers, which are environmental cues, which may be either specific items or complete situations that send a signal to your brain to begin the behavior or activity. You already have a number of triggers in your life, such as the fact that you nearly always unlock your phone screen when you see it. Alternately, you can pull on your seatbelt while driving, or maybe you buy a coffee and a cookie before going to work, even if you're not genuinely hungry. An impetuous child follows his habits. It reacts to your current needs in accordance with your environment without taking any long-term objectives into account. The future doesn't exist and the child despises laborious tasks. Therefore, when it detects a trigger, it directs you to go along the simple route within your brain that ends in a known, satisfying outcome. The youngster wants a cookie if you buy a coffee, since that's what you do every morning. Most of your terrible habits began with a satisfying feeling. Eating chocolate is enjoyable and sometimes moderately fascinating. You continue to do these things because of this, even when they are unhealthy for you. Rewarding after effects of an activity compel repetition. which leads to the development of a harmful habit. Although the child may seem like a built-in sabotage device, it is just as necessary as the intelligent planner, and most of the time, they collaborate. You need your clever planner for big picture thinking, parallel parking, and tax preparation. However, it would be too energy intensive to let your clever planner handle everything. Your brain may effortlessly handle your everyday existence while tackling more difficult mental issues at the same time by outsourcing tedious and repetitive activities to habits that the toddler manages. So, we can really employ these energy-saving systems to make it simpler for us to adopt and integrate a new habit into our life. Our main emphasis should be on small things, not huge ones. Aiming high and making no changes is far preferable to making little but significant changes, especially since, over the course of months and years, little alterations may have a big impact. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's continue to discuss habits that will change your life. How to create habits. The greatest method to make change easier may not be to push it with willpower, but rather to persuade your brain that it's not such a huge problem. Through establishing fresh routines and making them become habits, your youngster should be able to readily start the activity once your clever planner has built the initial track. Let's imagine that one of your goals is to become in shape, which is a pretty popular one. The objective is to make the action itself as simple a barrier as possible, so little that it is achievable and so particular that you don't have to think about it too much. The first step is to break down this very nebulous goal into distinct, individual activities. A concrete, manageable activity may be anything like performing 10 squats every morning. Therefore, you might attempt to establish a pattern at which, while including distinct stimuli that the youngster can subsequently learn. Constantly keep in mind that the trigger is just a signal that you always identify with the action. They may be visual cues, such as noticing a certain item or your exercise gear, or maybe a certain period of time, a particular location like a local park, or all of these things together. The most crucial thing is that you always begin acting in a certain setting. The action will ultimately be started automatically by this trigger, which serves as a start button. You may make sure you always do 10 squats with your gym attire on, at the same time and location, such as in your living room at 8 a.m. to start building a home workout habit. All you need to do after determining your trigger and action is repeat them often, preferably daily. They will transform from a routine to a habit, from a path to a freeway, if you keep going. Do not misunderstand. Doing the squats will still need energy. However, choosing to do them will seem less like a job and more like a routine part of your day. This is straightforward, but it's not simple. Many actions you wish to develop into habits don't provide the same level of immediate satisfaction as spending time on Reddit. Try to make your new activity enjoyable for the youngsters so that they will be more likely to take it up and repeat it. Making the activity or behavior more pleasurable is a better strategy than rewarding oneself after you do it. In the same way that you may only listen to your favorite podcast while exercising or concentrating on your taxes, while you wait for civilization to load the next round. You must ascertain what is effective for you. This is one of the ways in making routine habits that will change your life. The most important thing is that you always start operating in a certain environment. This trigger, which acts as a start button, will eventually initiate the action automatically. To begin developing a home exercise routine, make sure you do 10 squats every time, in your gym gear, at the same time and place, such as in your living room at 8 a.m. After choosing your trigger and action, all you have to do is repeat them often, ideally every day. If you keep going, it will change from a routine to a habit, from a route to a motorway. Doing the squats will still need energy, but choosing to do them will make them feel less like a chore and more like a regular part of your day. Although it seems simple, this is not easy. Spending time on Reddit offers the same amount of instant gratification as a few habits you want to form. Make sure the child enjoys your new activity so they will be more inclined to pick it up and keep doing it. Making the habit or task more enjoyable is a better approach than needing to reward yourself after you do it. Similar to how you can only listen to your preferred podcast while working out or focus on your taxes while you wait for civilization to load the next round. You must choose what works best for you. We've reached the end of another video, and thank you for watching. I hope you have learned about the habits that will change your life. If you like this video, do give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Thank you and goodbye.